I do think it's ridiculous that this idea that you cannot criticize the Israeli government, specifically, I've always been very specific. I'm criticizing the government and its actions, not the Israeli people, not Jewish people. I don't have an anti-Semitic bone in my body. But people like Ben Shapiro, if there's any sign that you are not absolutely blindly in favor of everything Israel does, then you are anti-Semitic and you must be shamed, mocked, preferably cancelled. And he's basically gone the full hog with me. I mean, he's gone from being a willing guest on my show many times when I was always defending Israel's right to defend itself. And then the moment I got more critical of the government in the war on Gaza, that was it. Never replied to messages, and now has come out fully swinging. I just find it ridiculous that in a democracy like the United States, he can't see how ridiculous that is for somebody trying to position himself as a great free speech warrior.
Welcome to our world, Piers. This is what some of us endured for many years. This is cancellation of people who speak out against Israel. There's a reason they're targeting you and Tucker Carlson in particular, because you have these huge platforms and you are seen as quote unquote reliable allies, and you can't be dismissed as, you know, crazy leftists or mad Muslims, and therefore you have to be shut down before anyone else. And they're not hiding this stuff, Piers. Benjamin Netanyahu's talked about the information war being the front line, the main war that Israel's fighting, taking over TikTok being the most important strategy for pro-Israel side with the Ellison family. They're not hiding the fact that they know they're losing the messaging war. And instead of like stop doing war crimes, they're just trying to suppress free speech. And it's going to backfire, sadly, on Jewish friends of mine, on the Jewish community in this country. Because once you devalue an important term like anti-Semitism, once you cheapen a phrase like anti-Semitism, once you start calling anyone who criticizes Netanyahu or the killing of kids, when you call Miss Rachel, the world's most popular children's entertainer, an anti-Semite because she said don't kill kids, right? You're completely undermining the very important common struggle we should have against anti-Semitism. We have Republican group chats like every week leaking out of young Republicans talking about Jews and black people in the most vicious terms. And then you turn to the leadership of Jewish organizations in this country, the ADL, Jonathan Green, and they're busy just talking about Israel and Iran. And I very, very worry about the fact that when, you know, I don't want to say the real anti-Semitic wolves, they're anti-Semites of all types, but when the anti-Semites, the OG anti-Semites of the far right, the Nazi types, if you will, when they're back on the rise and you have people just singularly focused on what is some college kid on campus holding on a placard, what is Piers Morgan saying, who is Tucker Carlson platforming, if that's your only metric for anti-Semitism, then we're all screwed, because the forces of bigotry are on the rise against Jews, against Muslims, against minorities of all types.